Hi YouTube, hi everybody, what's going on? This is Sherry. My channel is I Am Sherry, and I'm always going to give you 5 things that you didn't know, 5 things you should know, 5 concepts, always 5, the number of grace. Okay, so shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King. He would have been 91 years old. Time is flying, isn't that something? 91 years old, civil rights activist. Yes. Unfortunately, but fortunately, we have made strides. But in the last couple of years, I think we have digressed a good 20 years. So take it as it seems, I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I truly feels that way. Yeah, things are not like they should be in 2020. We should be a lot further along. Anyway, number 1, I didn't know that his real name wasn't Martin. His real name was Michael, his father's name. And he was so inspired by Martin Luther that he changed his name to Martin. I'm like, who would have known that? That's wild. I mean, to change your birth name? Yeah, Martin Luther must have really inspired him to do a whole lot. So, yeah, that was the first thing. Like, wow, that was interesting. Okay, number 2, he earned 2 bachelor's degrees. I knew he had, of course, had education and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't know he had 2 bachelor's degrees and a PhD in systematic theology. Yes. And he, at the time of his death, that he was nominated for 18 honorary degrees. So, okay, here we go. A very intelligent man. Very intelligent. Okay, so number 3, he was an author of 5 books that I am very interested in probably getting and reading those. Of course, since there are 5 books. And during one of his book signings, a crazy lady stabbed him with the book signing. I'm telling you, like, if nothing else was going on also, with everything dealing with the civil rights, he had to deal with that kind of mess too, which of course is still going on to this day because people are crazy. Yes, they are full-fledged, and who knows what that was about. They really didn't go into detail of why she did it. Who knows? But anyway, she did. So yeah, that was very interesting. Number 3. Okay. Number 4, he met his wife, Coretta Scott King, over the phone. I'm like, okay, let me find out. He didn't even know who she was or anything. Shout out to Coretta Scott, who studied opera, especially during that time. Like, that was very unheard of. But yeah, very interesting. Over the phone, met his wife over the phone. I guess that's when that was some kind of version of eHarmony or all these dating sites, but he got a winner and she did too. So yeah, that was interesting. On their wedding day, wedding night, their honeymoon, going on their honeymoon, mysteriously, no hotels were open for them. No hotels. Martin Luther King. No hotels. Nobody offered them hotels. It wasn't no VIP. It wasn't nothing. Now, that's absolutely crazy. They ended up staying at a funeral home for their honeymoon. The funeral home. Really? Coretta. Honey, love is one thing. Being in a funeral home is another. No. Y'all should have just went right on back to wherever y'all lived at and stayed the night. Ain't nowhere in the world on no night, but especially my honeymoon night. Why am I staying in a funeral home? Like, that would have been devastating. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that was wild too. I read that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Whew, that's something. Alrighty. And anyway, number five, Unfortunately, when he was killed, that same day, someone else from his staff was also passed away. Just off of the notion that he was murdered, just the stress and everything. This lady had went into cardiac arrest, one of his staff members. So that was very interesting. I mean, not saying that her life was even, not as important to be mentioned, but it was just a fact that, somebody else also died that day, and it was so devastating to so many people. And even to this day, it has affected us as a people, that somebody else had lost their life that day. So, just different things going on at that time. As always, this is a new decade. So I was just reading, doing my little research and everything about, Martin Luther King. So many books been written about him. So many kids. I remember bookmark, I guess what you call them, just little research papers and just everything. Martin Luther King was just such a staple in the African American community, and he represented civil rights. Like you should be treated as a human, as we are. Still being treated any other kind of way, but you should be treated as a human being with rights. Yes, like every other person of every other culture, ethnicity. Yes. So that was just very interesting. Just facts about people that really made a difference in how you live now, the liberties that you have, not necessarily just from the military, but shout out to the military. My father was in the military. I have uncles in the military. I have cousins that's still in the military. But other people paved the way for us to, have the jobs we have just the main things of just walking around being treated with respect. Just with respect, and just knowing that, you are worthy to be, yes, you're worthy to go to the store and be serviced. Yes, you're paying your money. You should be serviced. Yes, you should be able to sit at a counter, not in the back of a counter. Like my mother has stated, it was so much, just the littlest of things was going on at that time that I couldn't even fathom. Like, it's already a hot mess to me. But back then, yeah, shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, hope everything is going okay. Hope you enjoyed your day off if you were off. I was off. Made sure I had all my doctor's appointments. Took care of myself. Get all of those out of the way. Make sure that you do that. You should watch my last video, the 5 things of your goals for 2020. Health needs to be one for every year. So watch my video. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. I know it's late in the evening. It's 8 o'clock. Is it? Oh, 9:30. Yes, 9:30. So I just wanted to just give a shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King for just being an inspiration in book reports and all kind of stuff you did when you was a child. He was one of the main people that people wrote about and talked about and was proud to know about. There's so many more these days. We need a little bit more, but just thank you, Dr. Martin Luther King, for being a presence. Okay, have a good one. Bye bye.